Hey everyone, Evan Jones with you here on the RPAC Rundown Podcast. We've got another great episode lined up for you. We will go through our featured matchups from last week on December 10th and 12th. Also, we did have a featured event from last week, some wrestling action on Friday the 13th from Southern Valley. So please read those articles, or that article, I should say, as we had a recap blog for that from last Friday. Fun day there at Southern Valley covering some wrestling. Also, this will be a Christmas special type of episode, so my wife Mackenzie will join us. We will do a draft. We will draft our top 5 favorite Christmas candies / goodies. So a really fun podcast ahead. And finally, we will have our Athletes of the Week brought to you by First Central Bank. As always, check us out on our social media pages and rpacrundown.com. Of course, the RPAC Rundown podcast is brought to you by a bunch of great sponsors like Arapahoe Rehab and Fitness, Cambridge Supermarket, Webb's Oilfield Service, Cambridge Rehab and Fitness, Onyx Native, and C+. We'll take a break. You're listening to the RPAC Rundown podcast. Let's check out our couple of nights of hoops action that we covered last week on December 10th and on the 12th. Let's begin with the 10th, Maxwell versus Highline. And then also on December 12th, like we mentioned, Highline versus Southern Valley. But we'll start on the 10th of December, as that was Highline versus Maxwell. Maxwell made the trip to Eustis last Tuesday for a matchup against the Highline Bulls on the basketball court. The team split the matchups, with the Maxwell girls winning big and the Highline boys winning their game, a very close one. For the girls' game, Maxwell won convincingly, 65-39. The Wildcats came out and applied a ton of pressure with a full court press. And once the ball crossed the midline, they continued to pressure the rock. Ella Ray Coe for Highline had 12 points. Olivia Wall had 12. Also, in Bentley Stubbs scored 7. For Maxwell, Maddie Flock had 23 points. Emery Christensen, she had 16 points. Kristen Cheek had 9, and Jenna Miller scored 7. The boys' matchup between the Wildcats and the Bulls, it was a thriller. Highline walked away victorious 59-54. Maxwell had some great performances from several of its players, including Jesse Reyes with 12 points, Cole Jones had 18, and Joaquin Vega had 10 points. For Highline, they were led by Zach Whitaker with 21 points. Brody Diefenbaugh had 11, and Judah Niemeyer had 10. This RPAC Rundown featured matchup was brought to you by Waypoint Bank in Eustis, Smack and Smooch, and Avanti Salon. Also, we had another matchup, like we said, December 12th. Highline was featured in that one, as it was Highline versus Southern Valley. Those games were held in Southern Valley at the Nest, as Highline and Southern Valley battled one another. It was the girls for Southern Valley who won that game, and then the Highline boys won. In the girls' game, Southern Valley used their signature pressure defense to create easy offensive opportunities. They won the game over the Bulls 56-15. Lauren Ruda, she led Highline with 6 points. Ella Ray Coe had 4, and Shelby Jurgens had 4. The boys' game was a thriller. Highline won 55-50. So 2 thrillers in the week for Highline. Earlier in the week, like we said, against Maxwell, they won by 5 in that one. So close games were in their nature during the week last week in those first 2 matchups for them. For Southern Valley, Isaac Hamilton, he was excellent. 26 points for the Eagles. He hit 5 3-pointers in the game. Trenton Shockman had 10 points, and Tyler Grove had 9. For Highline, they were led by Zach Whitaker with 24 points and 12 points from both Brody Diefenbaugh and Judah Niemeyer. This RPAC Rundown featured matchup was brought to you by Hammond Hay Grinding, Scouts Recreation, Smack and Smooch, and Avanti Salon, and C+. We'll take a break, and then we'll do a fun Christmas segment brought to you by Flyaway Market. So something fun coming here as we will do a draft for Christmas candies. You're listening to the RPAC Rundown Podcast. Welcome back to the RPAC Rundown Podcast. We have a fun Christmas segment we are going to do now. My wife Mackenzie is joining me. How's it going, Mackenzie?
It's going great.
It's late in the evening.
Very late.
As you know, we have a wonderful daughter, Indy. She's been battling a cold right now. Naps have been hard to come by. Finally got her down for bed. Hopefully she stays in bed.
Yeah. I've been fighting the crap too, so
yes.
You're left. But
it's just how it is right now. I think everyone's got.
At least we're getting it knocked out before Christmas. We're not this way over Christmas.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we get it all right. So Like we said, fun Christmas segment that we're going to be doing. It's brought to you by Flyaway Market in downtown Cambridge. Of course, great place to shop and that type of a thing. Kinsey, what are some of the things that they have there that specifically the ladies might like, but also the husbands and sons can go and buy women in their family some gifts there?
Yeah, they've got everything from stocking stuffers to big gift items. They carry Minnetonka. So they've got some moccasins for like babies, clear up to women's sizes. And they've got moccasins, I said. They've got some boots in right now. They also carry Elevate, which is a luxury leather handbag. And I have 3 pieces, I think, of Elevate. No, two.
I don't know. I know I bought you a couple.
But quality, excellent stuff. And then they've also got clothing. They've got hair care items. They've got stocking stuffers from like satin pillowcases to heatless curlers, Prairie Girl candles. And then they also have like a toddler section of like toys and like quality kids gifts. We picked up Indy some Christmas gifts, so good thing she's a bed. We got some Play-Doh kits for her, some gel crayons, just different things like that. Some awesome quality gifts that you can find in town.
Yeah. So this is going to be a fun Christmas segment. We're going to be drafting our top Christmas candies. We are wanting to go down to Flyaway Market in Cambridge. Their hours until Christmas look like this: on Friday, 9 to 4, Saturday, 10 to 2, and then on Christmas Eve, they'll be open 9 to noon. So once again, those times: Friday, 9 to 4, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., then Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., then on Christmas Eve, 9 a.m. to noon. So be sure to check out on Facebook and Instagram for last-minute Christmas gift savings. So we thank them for sponsoring this. So what we're going to do is draft our top 5 favorite Christmas candies. It will be a snake-style draft. So, for example, Kinsey will pick one, I'll pick one. If it's been picked, can't pick it. Mm-hmm. So we will flip a coin. I'll let you call it, and then you will get to decide first or second pick, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
And it is heads. All right, Kinsey, you get to go first.
Okay. My first Christmas candy selection is a mint truffle.
And that's with Oreos? Is that how you're doing that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how we did it as kids is we used the mint Oreos rather than mint extract. But you can use regular Oreos and put in mint extract. And then cream cheese, roll them up into balls, and then dip them in. We did almond bark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. All right. My first overall pick is going to be peppermint fudge.
Dang it, that was on mine. That was pretty high too.
Yeah,
I like mint and chocolate.
Yes, and throughout the year I like it too, but just around the holiday season when it's cold for whatever reason.
It doesn't have the same nostalgia as it does.
No, yeah, yes, exactly. That's accurate. So yeah, so mine's peppermint fudge. So what's your second pick?
Okay, so this is not common. I really don't even know what the name of this is. I'm gonna call it a caramel peanut butter Frito bar. Well, because we cut them into squares. I guess we call them a Frito square or whatever. But particularly the Frito scoops, because it keeps it all nice and in there. But basically, you put down all the Fritos, and then you melt together peanut butter, and I'm sure there's other ingredients that I just can't think of off the top of my head. But peanut butter and then high fructose corn syrup, and you get that all nice into a consistency, and dump that over the Fritos. And then when it cools, it's ooey gooey, salty, sweet, crunchy, like the best of all the worlds. Mm-hmm. You got the sweet, you got the salty, you got the crunchy, you got the gooey. It's really good.
Yeah. No, good selection. My second pick, it goes more in the candy category. Okay. Terry's chocolate oranges.
Ooh, yes.
Dark chocolate. Yes, we have.
In the freezer.
Well, we did.
We did have 3. I think we're down to like 1.5.
Yes. So if you haven't seen those before, you can get them at a lot of stores. And they're just like the shape of an orange. Put them in the freezer, and then you snack them on the counter, and then they fall apart like an orange. Yeah. So they're like orange slices, essentially.
They taste like orange.
Yes, they taste like chocolate orange. Yeah, and dark chocolate, the milk chocolate's good too, but dark chocolate is all good. So,
you didn't have those till I came around, did you?
Yes, correct. I did not have them till I started dating you. Yes. Yeah. So, that's when people ask me. Best thing about my wife is
chocolate oranges.
Chocolate oranges. So no, that's a good one too. But yeah, that's my second overall pick.
So my third one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Homemade Snickers bars.
Mm-hmm.
We made these with my mom growing up all the time. It's literally a Snickers bar, and I know I can go buy them off the counter. But I liked making them because you can kind of manipulate your layers. So, like, if you like more caramel, you can do a thicker caramel layer. If you like the nougat part of it, you can do a thicker nougat. And so you can just kind of like make it exactly how you like it. And they're super good.
Yeah. No.
We've had them.
I think once or twice.
I
Not
mean,
very
it's been a
often.
long time since one, but I figured it.
Yeah. So, all right. My third overall pick. I assume it's not on your list. It's not always a favorite for a lot of people, but for me, I do like it. Mainly Grandma Jones, and she would make it a lot. And she still does. Cherry mash.
Do you like cherry mash?
I do like cherry mash. Just this time of the year, it's kind of one of those things. It's like I just want it around Christmas time.
I know your dad likes cherry mash.
Yes, I do too, and I don't. Not a lot. A little goes a long way with cherry mash. It's pretty rich.
It's not on my list at all. So.
I don't
Shout out Grandma.
Yeah. Shout out Grandma Jones. So. All right, and your fourth overall pick, right?
Yeah. Are the Mounds bars.
Mounds bars.
Yeah.
Coconut.
The coconut and cover it in dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Again, another candy bar you can go buy on the shelf. But
yeah.
I don't know. I remember making them with your mom a bunch when we'd come back to college and whatever.
Yeah. No,
They're good.
Good choice. My fourth pick, can't believe it's still on the board. Pretzel Rolo Turtles. Yeah. And you can do it so if you don't know what they are, it's pretzels, a Rolo, and then pecan. Or you can do pretzel, chocolate star, M&M.
Yeah, Rolo and
M&M, whatever. Yeah, those are ones, I think we've talked about this before, like, you gave me a pan of them. If you give me a pan of them and I'm watching a football game, they'll be gone.
Yeah, it's
I'll
just
eat. They're easy. Yeah, they're easy to eat. Good snack.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah, and that one's probably right up there with the top.
Really?
I mean, I don't know why. It's kind of annoyingly simple, but
so. Okay, whatever.
So, all right, your fifth and final pick.
Peanut butter blossoms.
Oh, yeah, cookies.
Yeah. Yep. Peanut butter cookie with a Hershey Kiss or chocolate star or whatever. Yeah. Super simple, but I can have those all year round, but I don't know. I gravitate towards them during this time of year.
Yeah. All right. My fifth and final one. Another one that for some people it's controversial. It's not for me. Toffee.
Yeah.
I like toffee. Good. Your Aunt Connie makes the best toffee I've ever had.
She does. So Aunt Connie, if you're watching this, yes. Christmas.
Better have it at Christmas. Better have that toffee. Just really good. I don't love when it sticks to my teeth.
Yeah, that's why I don't really eat much of it, because it drives me nuts.
But hers doesn't. So
hers doesn't. She's got a really good consistency.
Yes.
She's got it. It's down to a science.
Yes. It's very good. So yeah, those were our top five. For me, it was peppermint fudge, Terry's chocolate, oranges, cherry mash, pretzel, Rolo, turtles, toffee, and your five were what, Kinsey?
The mint truffles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Carnival peanut butter Frito squares, Snickers, Mounds, and then peanut butter blossoms.
And there's a lot we left off. What were a couple that came to mind?
Just a couple that I thought of, and I'm kind of surprised it wasn't on your list. Was peanut butter balls. Mm-hmm. You do like those a lot, and so I was kind of shocked, honestly, that I don't know. I guess it might maybe surprised me more that you had cherry mash on there rather than this. Sure. But and then the classic chocolate crinkle cookies.
Yes, those are good. That was on my list to potentially to grab. I love gum cookies.
Yeah, you do.
I do like those. Just a classic sugar.
Yeah, those are always good, especially when you find a good recipe with good frosting.
Yes. Once again, this segment brought to you by Flyaway Market in downtown Cambridge. Their hours until Christmas, they look like this on Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then Christmas Eve, they'll be open from 9 a.m. to noon. And then, we just want to take the time here. It's been such a fun year. It's been now our third season of covering high school sports with the RPAC Rundown. We're gonna have a podcast before the new year. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Being a small business, the effect that anyone who reads our stuff, likes our stuff, advertises with us, sponsors activities with us, whatever it might be, consuming the content, we notice.
Yeah,
and that means the world to us. We are a small business. You're looking at it, with the exception of doing the magazine, obviously, with valuable. So we have a lot of people who help us with
Who's
that.
another small business?
Yeah, another small business, too. So at this time of the year is really special to us. We really have a good time looking back, reflecting, and being so grateful for everything this time of the year. So once again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll be seeing you second semester.
Yeah, we're
all kinds of
after
sports.
this week. We're kind of off to the beginning of January.
Yeah,
so.
I think until the 3rd of January. That seems like a long time. After the 21st, that break.
It won't last that long.
Feel very long. Yeah. But again, we're grateful for all of you who consume our content, advertise, sponsor. But yeah, and thanks for tuning into this cool little fun Christmas segment that we did. We'll take a short break and we'll resume the RPAC Rundown Podcast. Welcome back to the RPAC Rundown Podcast. And you know what time it is. It's time to announce the Athletes of the Week, brought to you by First Central Bank. Let's plan for tomorrow together. First Central Bank, member FDIC. Our female Athlete of the Week goes to Addison Anderson of Bertrand. And the Vikings lost to Pleasanton. She had 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. And their win over Loomis, she nearly had a triple-double last week with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 steals. Our male Athlete of the Week goes to another Paxton Tiger, this time on the basketball court, Tanner Hebblethwaite of the Tigers. In their win against Brady, he had 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals. In their win against Potter Dix, he had 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 steals. That will do it for this week's episode of the podcast. Of course, we have a number of great sponsors like JBK Operating LLC, Scouts Recreation, First Central Bank, Cross Diamond Cattle Company, Tri-Valley Medical Foundation, and Prairie Girl Candle Company, who are all great sponsors of the podcast too. Hey, you will hear from us before the new year, but Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in this week.